I'm Susie Byler, owner of Spectrum Health Consulting, and I love eating fresh, nutrient-dense food. And I love teaching my clients about how to access fresh, nutrient-dense food. I also love to grow my own food, and I get frustrated in the winters when it's cold and the ground is frozen. So I thought if I could build a miniature greenhouse that I could move around on the dirt to different places on my garden, maybe I could grow some of my own stuff, like this wonderful, beautiful, fresh salad mix from Pennypack Farm. That's my CSA. So I am very excited to get started with this project. So what we're going to do with this greenhouse is we're going to use PVC pipe to line the edges to strengthen it, and we're going to use plexiglass as the wall so that the sun can get through and hit the greens and the dirt and warm everything up. Now I am really excited because I was able to get all my supplies for under 20 bucks. I went to the Restore in Chalfont. I hit up freecycle.org and got some plexiglass, and we got the rest of the parts at Home Depot. And I'm really excited to have my friend and colleague Beth Allen from DIY Hip Chicks to help me out with this project.
It's going to be easy, it's going to be simple, and it's so affordable that anybody can do this for their own backyard.
Yay!
Alright, how we're going to do this is we're going to take 4 pieces of plexiglass to build the exterior of the box using PVC as a framework. Then we're going to take a 5th piece of plexiglass, and create a lid so that deflect the water and keep the critters out.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what we're going to do. So first we need to measure the plexiglass pieces and cut them down to the dimensions we want. And we're going with what size?
36 by 24.
Okay. So it'll be a nice roomy box, and we're going 18
inches high.
So it's enough for the seedlings to have a little room to wiggle. So over the area where you're going to make a cut, you want to cover that area with painter's tape before you draw your line, so that when you cut with your jigsaw you don't have jagged edges. It gives you a much cleaner cut. So apply your painter's tape along the whole length of your cut, and then go over it again with your measuring tool to mark up your line. It's time to cut the plexiglass. We have measured, we have taped and drawn our measurement line right over our painter's tape. What I'm doing here is, yes, I'm using my kitchen island as my workspace, so I'm being very careful with my granite countertops. I have clamped the plexiglass sheet to the counter so that it is secure and won't wobble on me. I used a C-clamp here and a regular clamp here. If you don't have access to these things, get a buddy to help hold it, but you want things to be secure. And again, safety glasses, and we are using a jigsaw to do this. Now what we need to do is add water, and we have a fishbowl on the island. What we've done is we took the plexiglass pieces, we cut them down to size. We have a 36 by 18 piece in the front and across here. We've got 24 by 18 on the sides. What we did do was we pitched this so that the back of the box is an inch higher than the front, just to give a little bit of pitch so the rainwater will come off the lid. So hope that makes sense.
So this front piece here is actually 17 inches.
Yes, we're at the front.
18 inches.
And we've taped it together with painter's tape just to visualize, because it makes it a little easier to understand. Now we're going to begin to measure and cut our PVC, which will go on the inside, and then we'll screw it all together.
Yay! I'm excited.
Cut your PVC pipe down to the appropriate length using a simple hacksaw. Be sure to accommodate the angled pieces in the corner when you calculate your dimensions.
Okay, we've got our fish tank of sorts here, our little terrarium that we're building, right?
Yep.
So Susie cut all the PVC, and we connected all of the corners. And what did we have to grab to put all this together at one point? Because we couldn't...
Just PVC and these little connectors here, these little elbows.
Yeah, and they're tight. Sometimes they're really tight.
They're
Now,
really tight.
if you're doing plumbing, you would be using a solvent, but we're not going to put chemicals around the plants. So we got out a mallet and just hammered them into place, and they're pretty snug.
Yeah.
If it got really tight, you could always use a little bit of vegetable oil to help slide it together. So it'll make it a little easier. Okay. But what we're going to do is take this extra piece of PVC, we're going to cut 4 of these and line, we'll do in the front corner, that box so that there's vertical supports, and we're going to screw PVC and plexiglass together using deck screws so there's no rusting.
Perfect.
Right?
I like it.
All right, now it's time for us girls to screw.
All right, let's do it.
Always pre-drill holes into plastic or plexiglass. Apply some pressure on the back of the drill, like just leaning your weight in. Excellent. I have Susie using these deck screws, and deck screws always come with their own drill bit because they need a special bit to accommodate the depth of the head of the screw.
Using deck screws, attach 2 galvanized hinges along the back of your greenhouse box, attaching them through the plexiglass into the PVC.
We added a handle to the lid made of plexiglass, but we also put a wood block on the underside to give it a little more weight to keep the coons out, because you know the raccoons are going to be in here. And it gave us some room to put the screws because the plexiglass is so thin. So we created this little sandwich, and we're ready to attach our lid.
Okay.
We didn't plan ahead here on the lights being in the way, so oops, we got to move before we can close it. But what I did was reinforced the hinges as well with a little block of a shim so that we've got enough grab for the plexiglass to hold on to, and that it will clear the PVC pipe underneath. Well, we are done with our box.
Yay!
You can plant your garden. What are you going to put in here first?
Well, I actually have some turnip and carrot seedlings started inside.
Cool.
I'm going to put them in the dirt and put this over it to
Awesome.
warm it up so that they...
Awesome. And this can be used year-round?
This can be used year-round. You probably wouldn't need it in the summer, though, here in Pennsylvania.
Right, right. This is awesome. So for what, less than 20 bucks?
Actually, it was closer to 10 bucks.
How awesome is that? It took us about 3 hours. We had a little glitch. I turned the drill speed up a little bit because the battery felt like it was pooping out on us, and it got a little zealous and cracked the plexiglass. So we had extras, sections, so we were able to do that. But the box has a handy lid on the top. It's got a great strong handle on the side. Now Susie can drag it around from one plot to the other, rotating the soil, and we'll be able to keep her greens out of the critters' way as well.
Yes.
So,
Thank you, Beth.
thank you. It was a lot of fun
So
blending
excited.
two good ideas here of helping women and people doing it themselves, whether they're growing their own food or they're building their own greenhouse. So we hope you guys had fun, and happy gardening.
Make your own mini greenhouse.